Laura is 38 years old and scared to tell her story because it will be a disaster when the truth comes out. She begins her story. Helen has been my best friend for my entire life. She has a 17-year-old son named Joe. I've always assumed that he saw me as an aunt. But one day after a few drinks at Helen's house, he decided to bring me home as I had a few too many. We ended making love on my couch. His first time. I would have done everything for this situation to be undone. So one day we were in Helen's garden with a group of friends. The weather was perfect, the sun was shining, it was the middle of the summer, and the white wine was generously served. Helen is someone I've known since elementary school. We still live in the same city, and people frequently assume that we are sisters. We share everything for better and worse. Naturally, I supported Helen 18 years ago when she accidentally got pregnant. Back then her boyfriend left her because he refused to be a father and wanted nothing to do with the pregnancy or the baby. Joe has never met his real father. His mother is everything to him and all he has. Fortunately, she has been in a relationship for a long time with a nice man who raises Nick as his own son. They also have a little girl. But that afternoon we were chatting, gossiping and laughing with Helen and some friends. The more wine we drank, the louder we got. I suddenly realized I had exceeded my limit. I'd had too much wine and needed to get home before things became embarrassing. Joe, who had been there all afternoon, noticed and offered to bring me home. I thought, that's so sweet, he's the best. I won't say I consider him my son, but we share a special bond. We don't live far apart, and he's been here frequently in the past. I noticed he was acting more affectionate than usual, and I thought it was sweet that he cared so much about me. While hugging and kissing me on the lips. I desperately want to be with you, he said. I pushed him away, laughed and told him to do normal. Sit down. And I pushed him onto my couch. But he held me so tight that I landed on top of him. I want you so bad, he whispered. And I felt it too. I'm not sure where my mind was, but I made love to him on my own couch. I noticed that Joe had kissed before, but this was his first time. He was unsure, so I took charge and kissed him. Of course it didn't take long. He didn't let go of me afterwards. It had impressed him and he thanked me. At the time, I didn't even realize how disastrous this was. Joe got dressed, kept thanking me, and then he was gone. I dozed off on the couch and didn't wake up until late in the evening. I then told him that no one should ever find out. I immediately got a message back, no, it's our secret. But how miserable I felt afterwards. He should have had his first time with a nice young girl. I was very ashamed. Not with me. When he showed up at my door the next evening, we talked about it. He said he was glad his first time was with me. But when he said he hoped his second time would be with me, I was shocked. But I really do love you, he replied. What had I done? I told Joe I was very sorry. Was I bad? He asked. That wasn't it, and I told him so. It's terrible that I was out of my mind and this happened. The first time must always be with someone special. Because of me, he can never do this over again. And then I don't even want to think about Helen's reaction, if she ever finds out. This is really the biggest mistake I've ever made. Subscribe now for more videos of Secret Stories X.